What does being pushed out mean? Well, the situation in the Dalles, the situation in Hood River, the situation in Chapel, the situation in Boulder, those are all examples of being pushed out. Those folks in the Dalles running that homeless place like it's a prison yard. Well, those are all convicted felons who are trying to push out the people who actually need those services, the people who are trying to utilize those services, not to fleece the American public, but to try to get themselves into a better position. But you can't do that with people with the prison mentality running it like a prison yard. What it's going to end up being is a whole bunch of meth sales, and that's exactly what is going on there. St. Vincent and the Dalles, it's the people who volunteer there are right. They really are, for the most part. But the four people that really run the place, that run the lot, they're not the same people. I recorded multiple instances. What I'm doing here in Tillamook is trying to make sure that people aren't pushed out, that the right people aren't pushed out. Because, see, here's the thing, the tweakers are all over the United States, and they'll push you out anywhere in the United States you go. The only chance that you have of getting away from that shit is working together with somebody else or going off in the woods to fucking die. Other than that, you're stuck with them. If you go off into the woods, the reason that I say you have to go off into the woods to die is because if you don't die, they're going to fucking show up there. They show up everywhere. When it comes to pushing people out, those people in the Dalles, between pushing out the people who are abusing the disabled and the homeless, or pushing out the homeless people that are being abused, well, it's mostly tweakers. They pushed out the ones being abused. Just like the cops nationwide do the same thing, especially if the victim is a male. Goddamn right I speak up. It's what we do. What's that saying from the movie Batteries Not Included? We bring good things to life. That dog dude here that was being an asshole, that guy who's down there flying a sign trying to get himself to, is it Mount Shasta, Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens, I think. But, you know, he's out there trying to make the last 20 bucks he needs to do that. I'm glad I was able to push that other guy out this morning. That's exactly what I did. I made sure. See, I wanted to go fly a sign, but I made sure that I got there before that guy who's a jerk. When he's yelling at the vehicles that are driving by and stuff like that, which honestly wasn't that big of a deal because he only did that one day and then he was gone. But he's come back a couple of times since then. He just hasn't had the ability to sit down and fly his sign. Now, as far as him yelling at the vehicles, that wasn't even a big major deal to me either. I mean, it makes it bad for all of us. It makes it so that anybody who sees him is likely to associate that with all homeless people. With that guy over on the corner there, trying to, 1969. That's an old penny. He's just trying to get out of here for right now, and yeah, he'll probably be back. He has a rotation of places that he goes to. He says if he gets too familiar in one place. People don't kick him down, nothing. He does have injuries that prevent him from working. He's definitely delusional. So, I mean, the chances of somebody giving him a decent job that he can actually live on is next to nothing. And then you guys, you wanna tell us about all these services for people who are disabled. They're not paying us enough. They're not going to pay us enough at any of them jobs to actually survive on. They never do. The only chance that you have is to have low-income housing or be able to live with your parents. Now, the problem is, if you're in low-income housing and you're called an at-risk adult, they're not going to let you do shit. You think you have fucking rights until somebody rapes you and then calls you mentally ill for having PTSD from being raped. Y'all are a special kind of fucking stupid. All I got to say, if Russia nukes the United States, it's because the American people have it coming. The American people looked the other way. The American people allowed this to happen, perpetuated it, took part in it. America is a rape society. Yeah, I'm not going to agree with or even like anyone who supports that. Good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind.